Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, grandmas and grandpas, perhaps the greatest Pokemon Go event we have ever experienced is about to go down. That is right, earlier this morning, actually before I was awake, it was like 6 o'clock local time when they announced this event, Niantic officially revealed that we are going to be getting a rock event this week. Now, myself and many others were predicting for a fire event at some point over the next month or so, but this is actually way better. And there is going to be a whole bunch going on with this event, not just increased Pokemon spawns, but a lot more. Starting at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on May 18th, which is 2 days from now, and running through May 25th at 1 o'clock, which is 9 days from now, a full week-long event will feature not only increased rock spawns, but also more items from Pokestops, half off Pokeballs, buddies earning 4 times the candy or just 4 times as fast, whichever way you want to look at it. But I think saying that they earn 4 times the candy is way cooler. And the greatest part of the entire event, a new hat for our avatar. It'll probably look like some sort of safari hat, so like some big brim sombrero looking thing, who knows. First things first, half off Pokeballs. Now, I wouldn't recommend to anybody to ever buy Pokeballs, especially during an event where there are more items from Pokestops, because you'll probably get plenty of Pokeballs. But more items from Pokestops is very intriguing to me. I'm not sure if it's going to include evolution items, although for a lot of people that would be extremely helpful. I could use a couple extra upgrades because my whole Porygon 2 luck is not very good. But my 2 favorite things about the event, and probably everybody's favorite thing about the event, is that our buddy Pokemon will be earning candies 4 times as fast. That means if you're walking a Magikarp every 0.25 kilometers, you're gonna get a candy. If you're walking a Larvitar, instead of getting a candy every 5 kilometers, you're gonna get one every 1.25 kilometers. And everybody always starts to panic when they do a new event and it increases buddy candy. People are like, oh my god, what Pokemon should I have my buddy be? Whatever you're already using as your buddy is what you should keep. Although if you have a rock Pokemon like a Rhyhorn or a Geodude or an Onix, I would probably take that off and put on something else because they may be spawning very, very frequently. Which brings us to our next point, increased rock spawns. Now, of course, you guys know this is my favorite part of every event because I like seeing rare Pokemon. The Pokemon that will be appearing more frequently from Generation 1 are Geodude, Graveler, and Golem. Golem is pretty good, not too shabby. Onix, so if you're struggling to get your Steelix, here's your chance to get some Onix candies. Rhyhorn and Rhydon. Now, obviously, Rhydon is super OP in the game right now, but also Rhyperior in Gen 4, so everybody should be saving your Rhyhorn candies just in the off chance that we ever get Gen 4. Ammonite and Omastar. Omastar is super useful, especially if you get one with Water Gun and Hydro Pump, so definitely be on the lookout for those. Kabuto and Kabutops. Kabutops is basically just cool to look at. Aerodactyl, which is very, very rare, and a lot of people probably still do not have one, so here is going to be your chance, and that is probably the Pokemon I'm most excited for, with the exception of one more. From Gen 2, Sudowoodo, Shuckle, and Maycargo will all be appearing more frequently. All 3 of those Pokemon are useless. Now here's where it gets interesting. Corsola is a rock-type Pokemon, but it's also a regional exclusive, so I doubt we're going to see any increased spawn rates north of the line that it currently exists south of. But for those of you living in the dirty south and every other country that is south of America, enjoy. And that brings us to Larvitar, Pupitar, and of course, Tyranitar. That full evolution family is all rock type, but they did not specify that Tyranitar was going to be spawning more frequently. They really were just kind of emphasizing Aerodactyl. So we don't know for sure if Larvitars, Pupitars, Tyranitars are going to be everywhere during this event or just not at all. But if you recall back to the Valentine's Day event, they also didn't specify that Porygon was going to be appearing more frequently, and of course it did. So they do tend to leave out important details when events are announced, probably just to get people out and playing to discover for themselves. And that leads us to our final discussion. Will there be a shiny Pokemon in this event? Maybe Aerodactyl. That is their thumbnail Pokemon for this event. And for the water event, they used Magikarp and Gyarados, which of course turned out to be shiny. Although they had Bulbasaur in the grass event, and that wasn't shiny, so we're really just guessing right now. Let me know what you're most excited for during this event. Maybe it's just walking your buddy for another 800 kilometers. Or maybe it's getting a bunch of extra items from Pokestops. I'm kind of disappointed, actually, that there won't be increased length of lures, because that always makes the event a little bit more fun. But regardless, I am super hyped for this event. In fact, I'm getting my 4K camera tomorrow, the day before the event goes live. The timing on that, perfect. So some 4K vlogs will definitely be happening during this event, and as always, if you encounter any super rare Pokemon like an Aerodactyl next to a Tyranitar, send it in for top sightings. Instagram and Twitter links are below this video. But I'm curious, do you guys think this is going to be the best Pokemon Go event yet? Let me know below in the comments section. I love you all. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you're super hyped for this weekend. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe if you like Pokemon Go videos. Take it easy.